Okay, hi everybody. How you doing? It is Sunday, February 25th. I'm right here off of the I-10, right as you come into the Phoenix area, West Phoenix, in a town called Avondale, Arizona. This is the town that I live in. I left California several years ago. Coming up on 7 years ago now. Left California. I didn't like what was happening in California. Things were going bad. I saw it happening, but I didn't want to raise my family there anymore. In Central California, it was getting dirty. It was just infested with crime. There was a meth problem everywhere. It was just bad. Couldn't even go down to the Tower District, which was the place with art and music and stuff like that. People getting stabbed, shot left and right. And had enough of that, so we moved out to Oklahoma, which, my broad view of Oklahoma was it was more of a conservative state, and things were, more American. Well, the person I was with, I'm not even going to say her name, is my soon-to-be ex-wife. Paperwork is going through right now. Thank you, God. Please let that happen on my birthday. Be one birthday that would be positive. I've had a lot of negative things happen on my birthday that I think somebody wanted those things to happen. That's a whole nother story. So, moved to Oklahoma, but I ended up in Norman. Didn't realize how liberal and communist Norman was. I was there for about 2 years. Started a business, ran another business, had an art studio while we were there, ran another business, and it was surreal. It was a bunch of government actors stalking me, harassing me. When it got just ridiculous, when I knew there was no way that it could be by coincidence that all these things were happening to me, I left. So I'm out of here. I'm going to Arizona. Arizona still had constitutional carry, still has constitutional carry, right? I thought that's the one state it's one of the newest states in the union. They're Americans out there. Let's go to Arizona. Doesn't matter where we go. So, with the advice, after driving all over Phoenix, looking all over the place, we found an inexpensive place to live here out in Avondale. The economy had gone down, they had built too many houses, and I found a nice big house for about $1,300 a month. Actually, it was $1,200 something. It's gone up a little bit since then, but 3,000 square foot house for $1,300. And who's gonna pass that up? I've never lived in a house that big. It's a mansion. Never lived in a home like that in my life. And so we moved out here. And I guess I didn't do my research enough, because after researching some things today, I realized that every representative in this area is Democrat. Every one. I might be the only one here that would call himself a Republican or close to a Republican. I've called myself a libertarian before. I don't give myself a title anymore. I just I make the decisions as an adult, an educated adult, that I need to make. Okay, so the more I learn about how these peaceful Democrats operate, the more I understand that they're not peaceful. They use numbers and psychology to target and harass anyone that doesn't go along with their political agenda. And I am definitely one that does not go along with a communist agenda. Okay? So they put it right out there in front for you. Alright? You come into the town, you don't go along with their views, they're going to target you. The checkered flag on there represents the Phoenix International Raceway out here, which, they have NASCAR, so they have a checkered flag. But that checkered flag also represents Freemasonry. And I'll just leave that at that. So we've got the target on the city symbol as you come in. All of the representatives here are Democrats. All of our federal representatives for this area, Democrats, Hispanic. Nothing wrong with their nationality. I have no problem with that. My wife was Hispanic. She told me she was. Who knows? She could be, who knows? It's hard to say. But what these people do when they find somebody that is knowledgeable, has leadership skills, is making a difference towards freedom, they will very covertly find a way to silence that person, whether it's sending them a honey trap, a beautiful woman that shows love interest and identifies with you, you know, all the things you like, they like, and goes on, and they end up gaslighting you and trying to change your personality and get all your information and sabotage you. Now, this isn't just me this has happened to. There's a lot of people this has happened to. Okay? It's her idea to move to Norman, her idea to move to this town. She clearly had some ins and had some knowledge and was directed to do this. Okay. So this is the neighborhood that I live in. Over here it's called Glenhurst. So check out our sign as you come in. See that symbol right there? That symbol has meaning. It is the same symbol on the website for Affinity Casting. I think they're Affinity out of Burbank. Affinity Casting. I can't remember the exact name. Anyway, who she was represented by at Burbank. Same symbol. All right, and there's a symbol that they'll use to identify with each other. There's a lot of symbols you use to identify with each other because they don't just come out and say how they feel, what they want about politics, because then they can be identified as communists. So I'm driving around my neighborhood here, just taking a couple laps. All right, and these are these giant homes that in our neighborhood here. And notice none of them have an American flag. Let's see if we come up to one that does. There was one guy in this neighborhood that had an American flag. He looked like he was a Marine or Army. You know, tell by, well, I don't know, if you're in the military for a long time, you can just kind of spot one of us from a mile away. And he had a flag on his house. Other than him, never seen anybody here with a flag. Saw one guy with a Trump sign in his front yard. I don't know if he lives here anymore. He might have left. But what this town is all about is targeting. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, we got an American flag right there. It's the house of the one of the families that invited me down to pretend like they were going to be friends, and then did a bunch of weird stuff. So no flags, no flags, no flags. But anyway, after my research, looking at the representatives that are in this area, they are Hispanic, which I personally have no issue with somebody's ethnicity at all. White, black, Mexican, Asian, anything like that. I have no issues with anybody's ethnicity. What I do have an issue with is groups of people. When I say groups of people right now, I'm specifically talking about Democrats, liberals, that want to silence somebody because of their political agenda, because of their political views. And I support the First Amendment. This is my house. I support the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. I support the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. I'm going to go ahead and go park in my garage. I don't know where I parked here. They have done everything in their power to take those away from me and punish me for having my political views in their liberal town. This town is very similar to that Parkland, Florida town. Everybody's Democrat. Everybody wants to get rid of guns. Everybody wants to go along with illegal immigration. You know, all these different liberal viewpoints. And anybody that goes against them, they're going to target and harass and find a way to silence that person. I wasn't being silenced, so they had their police intervene, and I can almost guarantee that their police department is liberal as well. They're the only ones that should have guns. They're the only ones that should have any kind of authority. They're the only ones that should have a voice. And that's not the United States. That's not how we do things. That's how they do things in Stasi, Germany. I even noticed at the gun store here, who you would think would be pro-American, pro-Second Amendment, right? I noticed in the gun store, on their sign, they have a target, and then they have an AR-15 right in the middle of that target. So it looks like they're pro-gun. They're selling guns, right? But they've got a target right on that AR-15, like they're targeting that weapon. Now, they also, in that gun store, have on display in their store a bunch of German Pickelhaube police helmets. Look up Pickelhaube. These are these leather helmets with the spike on them that the Germans wore, that were part of this Stasi police force that targeted and killed people that weren't part of the Nazi group, that didn't want to go along with the Nazi group. Checking my camera because they keep turning it off. There are so many identifiers here, run by all Democrats. The gun store, they've got the target over the AR-15. They've got the German Pickelhaube helmets displayed proudly in their store. Why would they have those displayed if they didn't agree with that type of secret police force? That's who wore those helmets. You know, I've done my research on those before. I found one at a storage auction, and I researched it. I learned my history about those. Sold it. I think I got about $800 for that on eBay. So I spotted those in the gun store, and I thought, oh my God, are these guys too? Even the guys at the gun store. So basically, this entire town are liberal. The liberal, it's just a word for communist. And I am stuck in the middle of this town. After questioning the police department here, their almighty police department that apparently doesn't like anybody questioning them or asking them for help when they're being stalked and harassed by their friends, I guess. They arrested me. And I'm stuck in a pretty bad situation right now where I've spent all my money on my attorney. I'm trying to spend money on some other things that would help my case, and I'm running out of money. I'm doing the best that I can to do this, but I'm stuck. I'm like a little red dot in the middle of this blue ocean. And, I'm going to have to sell some vehicles. I have a truck and my 4Runner. I was saving my truck so I could let my daughter drive it. She's going to be driving here pretty soon. And, man, I'm going to end up completely broke and homeless if this keeps going on. And that's their goal. These people are the people that want complete control. They don't want people to have the freedom of speech. They don't want people to have the protection from the Fourth Amendment. They will do anything they can to take that away from you. While you're trying to film, your video is getting zapped. So you have to do it over again. While you're trying to travel down the street in peace, they're mobbing you, swerving their car at you, calling you all kinds of different names. I'll just say what they call me. They call me faggot, nigger. These aren't derogatory terms towards me because I have absolutely no issue with someone's sexuality or their skin color. No, I do have a problem with their political views now. If their political views are going to entail these kind of tactics to take people out for speaking about freedom and speaking about being an American, doing my best not to cuss. I'm doing my best. It's just part of me. And it happens when I want to express myself. But, I'm doing my best. But fuck these people. We are in a revolution right now. We're in a Cold War. And they're kicking and fighting and screaming to not let us have the freedom of the Constitution, to live by the Constitution. They don't want that. Now also, this town is largely Hispanic. 46%. Absolutely no problem with that. It's not my decision what ethnicity somebody is in a town. I am completely fine with that. My soon-to-be ex-wife, like I said, was Hispanic. She told me she was. Who knows? She could be Israeli Mossad. I'm not sure. It's a long story. But this has been going on for a very long time. And, I'm finally figuring it out. I'm stuck here in the middle of this target town. This is a town specifically built on targeting political dissidents and opposition to their Nazi communist views. My daughter in her English class right now is reading the book Animal Farm. And for a minute I was thinking, oh, great. They're reading Animal Farm by George Orwell. They're going to learn that, utopia is basically impossible. Somebody's going to be paying for somebody, and there's somebody going to be being lazy and not paying their share, and they're going to take advantage of the other people. And it's, once utopia comes into place, just like an animal farm, sorry, spoiler alert, all the animals that are on the farm live fat and happy, and everything's fine, loving life. They get nice and comfortable, and guess what happens to them? They all become bacon and eggs. Which is the same thing that's going to happen to all you people that are trying to live in this communist society. And that's exactly what it is. Do some research, learn your history. Everything will seem fine for a while, and then you're going to get the same exact thing that's happened in communist governments over and over and over. Every single time is going to happen to you too. Wake up and pay attention. You will have no rights to do anything other than obey. That's why I'm being targeted. This is why I'm being targeted. And I hate asking for help, but I would really love for some patriots to come in here and help get me out of this damn city and get me surrounded by other patriots where I can make a difference and be part of the team and not be attacked every day by myself. I've been isolated. It's part of this whole program under the Federal Intelligence Security Act or Surveillance Act. It's part of this whole program to completely isolate one of these people. Now, I'm hoping that the timing is good. Donald Trump has put this executive order in place to stop this. 13818 has to do with human trafficking, which is exactly what this is. It's human trafficking. These people are making money, and I don't know if it's from George Soros or from whatever group is paying for this. There's large corporations that are run by Democrats. There are private citizens that are Democrats, liberals, communists that want people like me silenced, and they want us character assassinated. So by the time you know what's going on, it's too late for you. Your money's drained. You've been harassed to the point of going insane, and there's nobody around to help. You know, I've been speaking out about this stuff for the last 15 years. And I'm paying for it now. And now that the Republican Party is coming back and we're getting some freedom again, and there's a lot of these people that are being indicted. I keep hearing there's 13,000 sealed indictments. Please, God, let that be true. That would lighten up on some of this stalking and harassment. And it would put the real criminals away. I don't know what else to say. Avondale, Arizona is a liberal communist city, and most of the residents here are working together to tear down individuals' First Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights by driving around, stalking people while they're driving. They're violating their Fourth Amendment rights, and then all of the surveillance, that's Fourth Amendment, completely violating. When I am trying to make videos and my camera seizes and I have to stop, they're trying to shut down my First Amendment rights. They're trying to destroy the Constitution and my right to observe the Constitution. They've gone so far as to have the local police department and one of these stalking groups set me up. And now I'm fighting in court. I've denied the plea deal that was given to me. They charged me with aggravated assault. The guy pulled a gun on me and then called the police and said that I pulled a gun on him. I need help. I need help. I've denied the plea deal. I'm not guilty of that. I'm going to court and I'm going to trial. I'm going to need some help. This has nothing to do with anything but going after me and my views and trying to punish me and put me in a cage because of that. Please keep an eye on my case. You can look it up in the Maricopa County Superior Court. My name is Michael Barden. I have court dates coming up at the beginning of April 4th, and May 6th are my next two dates, and then I'll be going to trial after that to present my evidence and protect myself as an American and protect other Americans' rights. If I go down for this, which I hope I don't, I'm getting the hell out of here and finding a safe haven for somebody that wants to exercise their constitutional rights. Please, somebody out there, let me know where that is. I don't remember who it was that said it, but they said, Send guns and lawyers. Send lawyers and guns. Who said that? I need some help, people. I need some help.